First thing I want to show you, this is how your tests are going to be graded. A missing take, 33 1/3. No start or end time, 3 points. No editing, 10 each. And pages out of order, 3. Now you don't have to write the words in, just slash. But go through the whole test. Okay? Huh?
Now we don't have to write the words.
You do not have to write the words in. You can if you want to.
Now, do we total them?
Pardon?
Do we total them in the column on the side?
You know, if you're close to passing, then certainly you'll want to get your percentage. But if you just bomb the test, then just read through it, and you don't have to figure out the percentage. But if you're getting close, then you should have the desire to figure out your percentage. And you should keep a log, because you will see your improvement. Even if you're not passing the test, you will have improvement. Okay, so everybody's clear on this? So let's start with the literary. This looks like it was kind of a difficult one.
Didn't they also have on our paper to do them in separate files each
Do we
test?
have to do it in separate files? Because I thought we didn't have to.
I mean, it just is full paper, but I don't really know, honestly, how to get it ready that fast again to just open up a new file.
I just make her wait.
Just do what?
I make her wait. She's like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "No, I'm setting up my new file."
Okay. Just make, okay.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I need to know.
As far as turning on the CD.
No.
No, opening a whole new
Because
template.
on mine, she wrote to print your test as separate documents.
Yeah, but as far as you're telling them to hold off before playing the
What
CD
I
so
do
you
is
can...
after I like say I did my lit first, I'll close out of my lit, I'll save it as its own document, and then I'll open up a new file.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And
then
then
that-
yeah. Okay.
But she's ready to get going. So I
She's
did the
ready
same
to be
thing
like-
too. I'm like, hold on, like I'm closing it, titling it, and then opening a new one. And she usually stops. It's not
Yeah, and you might even want to say before, the tests even start, give us a chance to start a new file.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
she doesn't understand that.
Huh?
She doesn't understand what we need to do.
Who is this?
Miss Reed.
It's
Oh,
Miss
Marie.
Reed. She's kind of got thrown into this. She's learning. It's a learning.
Yeah,
Our
yeah,
testing's a learning curve for her too.
yeah. So just let her know you have to open a new file before she starts. Okay? All right, so here we have Sandy and Lisa. Girls possessive for basketball team. Everybody got that?
So it's apostrophe S or is it S apostrophe?
It's apostrophe S. I don't know why.
I would think it'd be S apostrophe.
Yeah, because you do have more than one girl on there.
That's what I did too.
Yeah, just as long as you make it some sort of possessive in there. Try out one word. Everybody get that?
I hyphenated tryout. Why is that wrong?
Because look it up in the dictionary and see if it's hyphenated.
Okay.
How about cell phone? Why is that? I thought we said that was with email. I guess not. I don't know. I hyphenated cell phone.
Oh, no.
Just to clarify with everybody, I asked these voters like 15 times. We can use Morrison's name on the test to help you edit, and you can use
Yes.
The internet.
Yes.
Oh, we were told
And the
we
internet.
couldn't.
Yeah.
Couldn't use a dictionary?
Oh, can we? Okay, Mr.
Yes.
Hawkins said, yes, use whatever you want. We come in here testing with you guys, and no, you can't use anything. And so I haven't
Of
been
course,
using
on the
anything.
CSR you can use a
That's what Mr.
dictionary.
Hawkins said, no. Coming in here, all of a sudden it's like,
Mystery like, put everything away.
well, it wasn't Miss Reed, it was the high-speed girls too. My first day that I tested, I happened to be sitting by all those 200 girls, and I was like, could we use our whatever for editing? Of you don't use anything. And I was like, okay. And then Miss Reed was like, oh, okay, yeah, no. Because she's like, we test
I know, I
a little
thought that
different.
had changed. I was like,
So we can't use our Morrisons, and we can't use a dictionary.
Yes.
Okay.
We've been like,
Yes.
we don't
We've
want
been
to do
told,
anything.
just using our beautiful brains.
No, your brain's not enough.
Okay, well,
Especially if you make try out 2 words.
yeah, I like try
I made cell phone hyphenated and I didn't know.
No, you should have a dictionary with you right now. You should always bring a dictionary to class with you.
Okay,
Always.
will somebody tell her that? I'll bring my Morrisons and my dictionary
Yes.
and.
Yes, Chelsea.
See, and that's the problem, because that's why I was asking for it, because I don't know where I'm supposed to put punctuation. I'm 5 weeks into my first punctuation class, so I don't know, so.
And I'm failing tests because of punctuation here.
Same here. They're like
I know.
15 off for punctuation.
Well,
Like, I didn't know that was
you know, the main thing about punctuation is do not change the meaning of a sentence with punctuation.
Oh, I'm good at that.
This is not a literary writing class.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
I
right.
think
Well,
that's
and
any
plus you
word,
have to
and then make it
remember,
perfect.
you know, when you punctuate the spoken word, especially in those Q&As, and I mean, wait till you get out there and listen to these people that never finish their sentences. It's difficult to punctuate. That's why a lot of times you leave it out. Not all of it. But, you know, you don't want to overdo the commas by any means. You don't want
I
incomplete
reconstructed the whole
sentences.
sentence. I'm like, I stopped it. Paragraphs.
We're not going to grade punctuation? Oh, no. If you have yes, sir, and no comma in between yes and sir, that's an error. If you have a sentence that ends in please, and you don't put a comma in front of please, that's an error.
But they're getting super nitpicky. I mean,
Let me see.
They are, they really are.
I got marked off for.
like, I mean, if 2 more doesn't pass.
And I get that, that's a period, the comma, period, like, errors.
Well, this is a glaring mistake. Sandy's best friend was walking home from school with her.
and I was like,
Sandy's best friend was walking home from school with her. She could not stop.
and then I just missed it.
See, you've got your verb, Sandy, walking, she, talking. You know, your subject and your verb.
She was just saying or.
Well, and the ands usually
So like
would
they didn't say
show
she
you
said
that
like.
you
Right, and then there's.
Yeah.
I know, like,
You got a baby there? Yeah, I don't think that should be in catalog. It's not really a series, it's just like, before she knew it, she was on the ground. Because all of this has happened at the same time. She was on the ground, her foot was stuck in the hole.
And I mean, I already
She
took all
wasn't
those
even
classes, so it's like,
facing
there's no more pressure for me. I don't to like know what's going on.
Not really a list. Yeah. But they didn't count on tryout. Oh. Oh, so she didn't count off that time. She counted on the tryout.
I don't know, I do it.
It was in all the work and in the soccer
We can turn it in second
And that's
too.
it.
Yeah, no, I figured.
No.
I mean, I just read at the bottom that it said for clean and, you know, because I was reading it. Well, I did it because I missed last week, but it said clean and turn into this order, so I just wasn't sure, like,
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah.
Because she said to look just in case there was something, so I looked. And
Oh
you
my
guys
gosh,
not turn it in?
no. I didn't know.
We don't get the stack pack until I
This was last week.
yeah, this is last week, because I missed last week. But I saw it, so I printed it out. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
if you
that's
already
good.
writing, please turn it into Miss Woodard.
Then
Oh,
we can get our
everybody's
stack
in
packs on
trouble.
time, because like, we
none
don't,
of
this
us
week, we
are
don't even know what the stack packs are.
I was looking through it online at home, and that's when I saw it, and I couldn't print
Okay.
it out, so I just did it.
Back to this literary, because Chelsea has to go to work.
Yes, me too.
I'm so overwhelmed by all the shit this school was.
Just wait till you get out there in the working world if you think you're overwhelmed now.
It's a mess. This
Well, Miss
semester.
Judy, we
Well, it's
didn't
not that
get,
people
we
are
didn't
learning.
get the stack pack, well, I don't know about it's everybody, but we didn't get it till Wednesday.
I know,
So,
but this assignment was in last week's SAC pack, number 4.
I was told we didn't have anything in the second pack that was due. When I asked, like, what is our homework? And they said,
Well, why don't you look at it yourself and see what's in
Yeah,
there?
because I remember they said, just make sure you look at it because there might be something that you might have to turn in.
That
Like, it's
SAC
not gonna be
pack
always that
is,
there's
I
gonna be
think
an
it's
assignment, but
wonderful.
that's why I looked through it, because I was like,
With the
oh,
material
okay.
that's in there.
you don't have 13 hours a semester. It's wonderful if you have nothing else to do, but I work, I take 13 hours, and I don't have time to sit there.
with the must, the read
And
back,
the
or English, or
must,
legal
and the
term.
readback, and my English homework, and my legal technology homework.
Well,
and my work.
My
what
head
should
is
we
like-
do about that, Chelsea?
Well, I don't know, but my mom.
You know, you're in
took that from
school,
my
these
car,
are
so-
requirements for you to be in school here.
Yeah, I understand it's a requirement, which is the reason why I'm here, but my mom's not gonna put gas in my car either, so,
Well, good for her.
yeah, which is why I don't have time to do
No, you know,
So, okay, what happens if we're, like, I'm on my machine more. So what happens, like, I'm passing tests and stuff, but I'm not realizing I have this kind of stuff. I mean, what, are they gonna
That's
just
opposite.
fail me? Like, I mean, I don't
No.
understand. Because, like, my focus is
Well, she
English,
said as long as you
legal,
turn it
and
in.
being on my machine, and passing tests. So, like, and I'm doing that, but I just don't want all of a sudden to be like, you're failing because I didn't realize all of this stuff. Like, from now on, I'm gonna be looking at that. It's like,
yes, yes.
It's a learning curve.
That
And-
little exercise would have taken you 5 minutes.
Yeah,
you know.
I didn't understand that, and I didn't know it's like, it's really to
And
turn
you're
it
on
in
your
to get a
machine
zero.
when you're doing your must. You're on your machine when you're doing your rapid readback. You're on your machine.
Now, my problem is I'm so busy with the legal term and English class, I
Yeah,
don't have time to go. Like, honestly, I just did the readback this morning because I totally forgot. I've been doing English and legal terms. I haven't practiced my machine in the past week.
We're going through 2 chapters of legal terms, a chapter of English.
Maybe you
I
should
have
just
no
took
practice.
one class instead of.
But we
They
can't.
make us.
We can't.
We have to.
Like,
Like,
if
she
I
dropped
let
out,
it
I
out
had
of
to drop
here,
out.
then I
Yes,
Was the
Estella.
fourth week the first one that we had to turn in?
I'm sorry?
Was the fourth week the first one we had to turn in?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry that you're feeling overwhelmed, but just do what you can. You're not going to fail if you don't get these
I'm just gonna
exercises
pass my
done.
test.
I haven't even passed the test.
I'm just gonna
Passing
pass my
tests is good,
I'm just gonna pass my
but I
test.
have to tell you, writing on this machine out there in the workplace is a very small percentage of your job. It's the transcript that you put out. And if you're putting out a crappy transcript, nobody's going to want you to work for them. And all this grammar, all this legal, medical, it's all included in that.
Yeah, and see, I'm
Also
focusing on
knowing
that.
how to be organized, how to be on time. If you're a freelancer, you're going to be in charge of the exhibits, right? You go home, oh shoot, the exhibits were in my car and my car caught on fire. You know, I mean, you've got to take responsibility for a lot of things. This is not just about learning stenography on that machine. So, you know, do what you can. That's all we're asking is do what you can. You will not fail because of the sack pack. Okay? So just calm down.
I think everyone's just
We're all
frustrated.
freaking out.
I know. It's just frustrating.
Do we need to do some meditation?
Yes.
I know. Let's do some yoga or something.
With wine.
I could do Tai Chi. Okay, let's get back to this literary. Because Sandy's upset too. Because she didn't know what to do. So we got the tryout, one word. Anything else in here anybody's concerned about?
This is Sandy's best friend, comma, Lisa, correct?
Yes.
But it's not offset with 2 commas.
No. It should be though, shouldn't it?
I didn't, I put them in, I put before and after, but you don't even need them.
I
Yeah.
get marked off. 'cause I
So,
put best friend,
yeah,
comma,
just,
Lisa.
it's not,
You did get marked off?
No,
Oh.
I didn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. And then I look at this, so I don't really know.
yeah,
Is it
that,
okay?
that's an error there. They have a comma before and they don't have one after.
Yeah, there should be
So-
one surrounded because it's, you know, it's repeating what friend is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your friend is Lisa. Now let me tell you, the punctuation in a lot of this stuff is not correct, as we've noticed. That's why we're here, learning. Okay, are we done with the first page? Ready?
Ready.
Ready.
Have to find out what happens to Lisa. So did everybody put these little dashes in here?
Put a comma and they wrote okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what the dashes. What do the dashes mean? What is it?
You know, the only time that I ever used dashes was when there was an interruption in a sentence. Or, you know, like at the end of a sentence and they're cut off. That's when I used the dashes. I just don't think that you need to use them in a case like this. I think a comma would suffice.
I put a period.
Well, that's true too. You could have put a period.
You could put a period there?
You could,
Okay.
yeah.
Never even-
I put a comment too.
That's okay.
Okay.
I would not have these commas at all. Did anybody put commas there? Very hard?
I did.
No, because she just fell very hard.
Well, the reason why I did is because you could say she tripped over a branch that was in the path and fell on her knee.
But she fell very hard, so it's telling how she fell. So you kind of need that in there.
I only had a comma. She tripped over a branch, had fallen in the path, comma, and fell very hard to her knees.
That's
That's okay.
yeah.
Is that the way that I can't even. It's weird. Huh.
Now, I would put a comma after O. O, comma, no, comma. Anybody do that?
I think put the comma after again, comma, if she tripped over something in the path. Does it really mean repeated?
Yeah, it pretty much
Is it like
is.
one of those opening statements?
Yeah, like however,
However, okay.
now.
You do have to against your
And
construction.
there's no quotations on oh no. Because there was something I think, I don't know if it was last week or
Yeah, I put it in
I put
quotes.
quotation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there was something that was similar to that, and there was quotations, and I remembered that, so when I saw this, I put the quotation.
Yeah, I put them too.
Well, I don't think it would be incorrect, but, I mean, and this is like a narrative as well, this little story.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you're doing a transcript, you don't just randomly put quotes because you think they should be there. Now, when I was working, if the attorney said quote, I'd put quote. I would actually just put in parentheses quote. If they never said end quote, well, hey, who am I to assume where the quote ends? You know, you cannot make judgments on these transcripts. It's just like you'll never use an exclamation point in a transcript because you're putting your own subjective thought that that person was excited and, you know, and you're not there to judge. You're just there to take down verbatim what they say. So quotes, you know, in a story like this, you could put them, but it's not really that important. Done on this page? Another thing that is really important, how Mrs. Green, her name is spelled. I remember I did a transcript, J.C. Penney was in it. You may know how to spell Penny on J.C. Penney.
Was it different?
P-E-N-N-E-Y. Yeah, those little things like that matter. So you really want to know how to spell people's names correctly, as far as you can. We all done on this one? Okay. So what happened? Oh, they pulled the leg out and took both girls to the hospital. The girls were very grateful for their friendship in the end. That's how it ends. Jury charge.
I'm having a huge problem with my A and and. Like every single one.
A and Ann.
Yeah. A and like.
When do you use Ann?
Yeah, I guess I just don't hear it or I'm fixing
Well,
it.
if the word that follows it is a vowel, yeah, like animal, and animal ran across the road.
An egg, an apple, something that starts with that.
Okay.
An egg. I'm only kidding.
I mean, should I just trust my notes or should I correct it?
No, it's a grammar. You'll rarely get it. Well, you will get a apple. Some people might say that, but you'll know. You'll just
Okay.
feel it.
Like
Whenever
every
A
test,
is followed by a vowel, it's written A.
Now
yeah,
sometimes
she heard A awful crackling it, and I
it
just
should
wrote
and
A
awful.
Okay, so I just need to probably start switching up because I know I'm making a mistake when I'm typing.
Unless they're saying it.
Yeah, that's it. If it's in testimony, just trust your notes.
See, I am on my test and I'm messing them up. I guess I need to fix it when I'm typing it.
Yeah.
Instead of
You know,
fixing
9 times out of 10, you're not going to have somebody speaking incorrectly on these. But in the real world,
I
you're
need
going to
to
have a
figure
lot
it
of people
out.
that don't speak correctly. And sometimes with H, like an historic event.
That's tricky.
Yeah, that is tricky.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay, jury charge. And surround, of course, with commas, of course.
So the very first line,
Mhm.
is there not a comma after jury?
There can be a comma or a semicolon. The period is not correct.
Okay.
Now, Shannon, here's a list.
Okay.
The court has seen and appreciate and commends each of you for your, number 1, your patience, number 2, your courtesy, number 3, your attention.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, but Ms. Judy, okay, so on the final thing on the list, the and your careful attention,
Uh-huh.
so that's where, what is the rule? Do you comma before that and, or do you not? Like, that's where, do y'all comma before that and on the list, the final thing?
Miss Woodard
Yes.
said,
Okay.
Miss Woodard said in class that last, don't put the comma there if it separates the first part from the subject of the sentence. But in this case, it doesn't, so yes, we put a comma. Okay.
Now, you know, in these jury charges, these sentences can go on and on. So sometimes it is a little difficult to punctuate them.
I find them the most difficult to punctuate
Yeah.
because it's just run-on sentence after run-on sentence.
So court is capitalized every time it's talking about the judge.
Right.
Okay, and I'm just having a really hard time trying to figure out when that is, I guess.
Well, if you were to say, I have to go to court tomorrow,
Yeah, well, that's definitely not, that's easy.
lowercase.
So like with this, I was having a hard time figuring out where I wanted.
You know what I have done is that I put in my dictionary of the court capitalized.
Okay.
Phrase.
Good.
To the court, this court, before the court, up to the court.
Well, especially
I put about, about 10
So you like,
entries.
you defined it to capitalize court. and
Yeah,
read
without,
that.
without worrying about putting in.
Yeah, that's a good
asterisk.
idea.
Okay.
especially in that sentence, because the way I took it was the court as a whole has seen and appreciates it.
Yeah, see, exactly, that's what.
That's what I thought. Like, I
Nah.
didn't think of it
See, I don't know
as
how
the
to-
court, the judge.
But the court as a whole doesn't think. The building.
Now, is it appropriate to replace court with judge?
The attorneys, the witnesses, they're not part of the court.
Okay, so
They're
not
in the
as
court
body
room.
of the court, like they're not considered the body. I'm thinking, like what she's saying, like the body of the court.
No, the court is the judge,
Yeah.
The court is the judge,
period, or judges.
unless you're talking about the actual physical building.
Right.
Those are the two. Okay.
Okay.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
court as a body of people.
But
So
put them in your
think of it-
dictionary, put a whole bunch of them in your dictionary whenever
Okay.
you come to them.
Yeah, that's a good
And that way
idea.
you
Good
don't have
idea.
to worry, it'll automatically translate.
Is it appropriate to exchange the word court, like the court has seen and appreciates? Is it appropriate in our head to figure out if it's capitalized or not to say the judge has seen and
Yeah.
appreciated?
Yeah,
It's a good idea.
yeah. And like, instructions of the court. You don't have the attorneys and the witnesses making instructions.
Oh yeah, I capitalized that one. It was
Yeah.
just some of the ones where I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's confusing, just like with state. State's confusing. When do you capitalize that?
Yeah.
When it can be, I guess, of course, the state has contended, the prosecution has contended, you would capitalize state in that sense, but you wouldn't capitalize prosecutor.
Well, if, getting back to that, if the, either party, the state or the defendant, the state as the prosecuting attorney or the state as the defense attorney, if they are listed in the title page, which states the what do you call that?
The appearance page?
The appearance page, yeah. Well, the appearance.
Yeah.
The actual case summary. The state versus John Doe.
Oh, the style.
Yeah, the style of the cause. Okay, the state versus John Doe. And in your jury charge, the word state comes up. you know that it's capitalized. Now, if it's the state, you know, I went to the state courthouse, that's a, you know, it's not the
Yeah.
same thing. But if the actual, one of the parties is called the state of Texas or the state of New Jersey, whatever. In some cases, it's the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Commonwealth.
You lost me when you started talking about Massachusetts.
Well, it's a Commonwealth.
Well, here in San Antonio, I know that the prosecutors refer to themselves as state. So when the judge will ask, do you have any further questions, the prosecution will be like state restaurant.
Yeah.
So if you,
Yeah.
Or can you calculate state then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
it's because of the, whoever the parties are.
Okay. Got it.
I'll shut up.
I hope.
No. Is that still running? The camera? All right, how are we on this first page? All right, I'll take that as a good.
It was a good one.
See, here you have stated by the attorneys and stated by the court. So the attorneys is generic, you don't capitalize that, but the court, yes.
Yeah, there's an example that you should have in your dictionary, by this court,
Yeah. by
or
this
just
court.
this court. You should put this court in your dictionary.
Okay. What do you have for the court? Do you have one for the court too?
Yeah, I put it there, and then if, you know, when I'm reading through, if I know that it's not supposed to, I mean, you can kind of judge, but normally it's always going to be capitalized. Very often it'll be capitalized. So it's a safe bet to put it in your dictionary, the court. But put all the prepositional phrases that you use in the, of the, by the,
Like by the
before
court down
the,
there?
by this, that, the, you know, all those.
Yeah.
You might want to, because you might phrase that, the, and then you have the word court. Well, if you don't have that, the court in your dictionary, court is not going to capitalize translating.
So you need to find a whole word for by the court. In other
Well,
words.
if you write that, the court, T-H-A-T, and
Yeah.
the next line, court,
You can-
that's two strokes.
That's the court, yeah.
Okay, put that in your dictionary as an entry, as a dictionary entry.
Yeah.
That,
Why not
the
that?
court.
I'm not, I gotta look it up.
You,
Okay.
what kind of software do you have?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
you
I
need
know
to
somebody,
definitely start entering
See,
into
I'm
your
thinking when you
dictionary.
said that, I was
Yeah,
thinking
because
of
I do double strokes everything. Even if I triple stroke it, I'll enter it there because I
Yeah.
know that I'm gonna type it like that. If I don't figure out the way to
See,
do
I
it.
would have done by the court, I was like, I would have found just one stroke, read for by the court, that's the court. But you're saying do it, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, don't-
that's instead of, if you
have to
wanted to
stick it all
put
into
the word
one.
court in your dictionary, what do you do?
I'm sorry, say again?
If you want to put court in your dictionary, what do you do?
Do you define it?
Okay, so instead of defining just one word, define a phrase.
Yeah.
You can put as many words as you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you don't want to go ahead and decide, well, I'm going to write by the court, T-H-A-O-U-T. You know, you don't want to make up a new phrase for
Remember
it.
that.
Just do it by the court and then global all of those. Put it together and define it
So
in your
two
dictionary.
strokes, define it as one to capitalize the court. I
Yeah,
can do that.
that's
Okay,
it,
I'm
exactly,
gonna go home.
one
Yes.
entry,
Yeah.
one
Perfect,
entry.
thank you.
Yeah.
All these little things are gonna help me get out of here.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot easier.
Yeah.
I don't remember some things. I'll triple.
Okay, any more questions on this page of jury charge? Okay. And here we have a little also. So how many of you put commas in this first sentence? That got on the think I did it.
It's carbonated.
Nobody put commas in that sentence?
No, I didn't
Good.
either.
Well, that's good. Here's another listing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You must consider the evidence, follow the law, and return a verdict.
Miss Judy, I have a silly question. I'm not getting this far, obviously,
Oh,
with
right.
breastfeed. So what I've been doing, I read it when y'all are going through it, and I think of words I probably would have hesitated on
Uh-huh.
or missed. So is there a way, if I learn these words, do you guys put the tests online so I can
No.
go back and practice it? Oh, no? Okay. Just wondering.
No, but what you can do is, just make yourself a list and practice it over and over.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. 'Cause I
And you're going to hear, especially in jury charge, you're going to hear a lot of these in the dictation that's on the wiki.
Okay.
Yeah. I would start with the dictation that you already have.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
Good.
All right. And now our favorite, right?
My favorite. It really is. I know, I pass all my cues first.
As you see here, the comma, do you have any children together? No, we do not have children at this time. If it was, do you have children together? No, but I sure would like some. Then it'd be a period. But I sure would like some. So the attorney didn't say, would you like some children? I have some for you. So when it answers the question, you use that comma. Here, do you live in a house or an apartment? We live in a house. We own our house. The attorney didn't say, do you live and own your house? He just asked, do you live in a house? Yes, we live in a house. Oh, and by the way, we own it. Like the attorney really cared that he owned it, but, So that's why you would have two sentences there, not a comma. Questions? Here again, you see yes, sir, comma, I was, yes, comma, I was. I would stick with the comma and not the semicolon. I know we've seen some up here with a semicolon, and I don't know, it doesn't look right to me. So I think it looks much better with the comma. It would not be incorrect to use a semicolon, but I just think it's kind of strong, a strong break in there. And everybody knows pickup is one word, not hyphenated. Seatbelt, 2 words. If you have any question at all about a word, look it up.
Yeah.
Look it up. You're going to be so upset with yourself if that is the one error that causes you not to pass a test, because you didn't look it up.
See, I think I did look it up and it was like one word.
Where?
On the internet. But I just
You looked it up on the internet?
Yeah, I just like typed it and then, cause I was like, is it one word or two words? And everything that I saw just had like, it was just one word, I think.
Yeah. You know, the
Yeah, I just Googled it.
You see, it's like as one word, so.
Seatbelt bag, seatbelt sign, seatbelt.
That's the only, so I put it as one word, cause I did Google it and everything was just like, just that one word. That's the only thing.
I was just gonna say, the only reference that I use online is dictionary.com.
Dictionary.com. And
Period.
how did it have it there?
Huh?
How did it have it there?
Oh, it'll be one word.
One word?
Seatbelt?
Hold on, I have that first.
2 words.
Cause I was also like, oh, about pickup, and I know that it came out as one word too,
Yeah.
so.
Oh, I didn't look, I have it as one word. I've never seen it as two.
Well, in that big old dictionary back there, it's 2 words.
It's 2 words, okay.
I think it looks funny as
Yeah.
one word.
Not for me, but
Do you, is lap belt one word?
no.
Is there a secret to know if it's one word, 2 words, or hyphenated?
There's a little book that you can buy, a little book. It's not expensive, but 1 word, 2 words.
Oh,
But
yeah.
do you have any hints?
No.
Yeah, we have to keep in mind though, that more and more, we're combining
Yes.
words.
Yes.
And we're doing away with hyphens. Cooperate years ago used to be co-operate.
Yeah.
And so we're doing away with that. Like non-committal,
Yeah.
there's no hyphen now. It used to always be a hyphen.
Reassignment.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah, it's,
times
and,
change.
and before you never started a sentence with and, but, or. Now you do. So, of course, if you have a question, you can always ask the person that you're working for, who's not in school. But you cannot go wrong looking it up in the dictionary and putting down what's in the dictionary. Then you've got a hard copy to say, nah, 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 nah. I was right.
Mhm. Did you find it?
Oh, no, my internet's so slow.
Yeah.
My Wi-Fi is out.
Anything else on this page? Now, this would not all be caps. The only reason that that is like that is just to point out that it's a preview word in the test to give you, it would not be all caps. See, as you can see right here. See here again, was it current at the time of the accident? Yes, it was a valid license, answering the question. But here, were there any restrictions? No. There was nothing unusual about it. That's kind of extraneous. If you would have said no, there were no restrictions of any kind, then you would have the comma. Any other questions? Any questions on this page? I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
Was it light out or dark out? Tell me the accident. Period again.
Was it light or dark out at the time of the accident? It was light out?
Should it be a question mark or a period?
Yeah, they got it.
Oh, it should be a question mark, yes.
I have
Should be a
a question.
question mark.
Was it light out or was it dark at the time of the accident? What if it was switched? What if they said, at the time of the accident, was it light out or dark out? Would it be comma?
After accident?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Nurse told me yesterday, I think I was very correct.
I think yesterday she said, if it's specific, you don't put a comma.
I don't remember what she said.
Is that,
No,
remember
right?
Chelsea?
What do you mean if it's specific?
At the time of the accident, that's a specific thing. That's a specific
Event.
event. It's not,
Yeah, she said like if it starts at the time of the accident, it starts a sentence, and then she said that there was two ways.
If it's a prepositional phrase that starts with the beginning of a sentence that has 5 or more words, you put a comma.
Okay.
If it doesn't have 5 or more words, you don't put a comma.
There's a lot specific.
Yeah, because like it said, if it said like at the time of the accident, did she? There was like a question above that maybe. But I think if it's like at the time of the accident, was it light out or dark out, there definitely would be a comma. But if it was
Yeah.
at the time of the accident, what then, or something silly, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Just leave it as regulations.
You're not gonna change the sentence after.
Right.
That's true.
Any other questions? Everybody knows about the on to. One word. That was like, I'm on to you, then it'd be 2 words.
Cross street.
2 words. As opposed to crosswalk.
Yes, that's fine.
Sidewalk.
Sidewalk.
That would look strange anyway if you guessed.
Cross street. Yeah, you'd have 3 S's in there, wouldn't you?
Oh, I was gonna try to hyphen. I don't know why I went hyphen crazy.
You're going hyphen crazy.
I was.
When
I
in
was
doubt, leave
thinking.
it out.
Yep. Are we done? Q&A?
Cool.
Cool. All right. Rapid read time.
We have a must do next week.
Next week, yeah.
How do you stop this? Or you,
We don't want to stop it though.
okay.
Don't you want to be recorded?
Well, don't you want to pause it till we start? Because it takes a minute. I gotta.
Yeah, well, please go ahead.